Good morning to all of you. Government Degree College, Shantinagar, Jogulamba Gadwal District, Department of Mathematics. Name of the lecturer P. Raghavinder. Now, today topic is in numerical analysis. Some basic concepts of numerical analysis and bijection method is discussed. Once again, in numerical analysis, basic concepts of some numerical analysis and bijection method. Here, the definition of algebraic expression. What is the algebraic expressions? In mathematics, any one of the expression is found by the variables and constants along with the algebraic operations is called the algebraic expression. Once again, in mathematics, any one of the expression is found by the variables and constants along with the algebraic operations is called the algebraic expressions. These are three types of algebraic expressions. One is monomial expression, any one of the single variable. For example, x square, x cube, x power 6, 6, 2019. Now, another one, binomial expression. Example, x square plus 6, x minus 2, x plus 3. Polynomial expression. Okay, x cube plus x square plus 6, x square minus 2x plus c. These are the types of algebraic expressions. Now, algebraic equation or polynomial equation. An equation is found by the algebraic expressions is called the algebraic equation or polynomial equation. Once again, an equation is formed by the algebraic expressions is called the algebraic equation or polynomial equation. Another definition, if f of x is a polynomial in single variable x, if f of x is a polynomial in single variable x, then the equation f of x is equal to 0 is called the algebraic equation. Example, x square plus 2 is equal to 0, x square plus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, another definition, non-algebraic or transcendental equation. Okay, transcendental equation or non-algebraic equation. An equation which contains polynomials, trigonometric functions, logarithmic functions and exponential functions is called the transcendental function. If a given function must be contain trigonometric function or logarithmic function and exponential function and polynomials, then that equation is called the transcendental equation. For example, e power x minus x square is equal to sin x, comma x cube minus log x is equal to 6 and x cube minus log 1 plus x is equal to e power x. These are the non-algebraic expressions. Next definition, root or root of an equation. Next definition, root or root of an equation or zero of a function. A number x is equal to alpha is called the root of the equation f of x is equal to 0 if f of alpha is equal to 0. Here x is equal to alpha be the root. When alpha is substituted in function given equation, then that becomes is equal to 0, then f of alpha is equal to 0. Then it is shown in geometrically the graph of the curve y is equal to f of x intersects the x-axis at the point alpha. Here the function is given, that is the curve is taken, y is equal to f of x. This y is equal to f of x curve, this curve is going to intersect at the x-axis at a point alpha, that point alpha is called the root of the given curve. Here here another curve is given. It the curve is intersected on x-axis at 4 points alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha 4. Means the given function has the four roots or four zeros. They are alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 and alpha 4. Note 1. If f of x is equal to 0 is a algebraic equation of degree n, then it has n roots and these are real or complex or single or multiple. Okay, once again, if f of x is a algebraic equation of degree n, then it has n roots. These are real or complex, single or multiple. Next, if f of x is equal to 0 is a transcendental equation, then it has maybe one root or no root or infinity number of roots exist depending on f of x. Once again, if f of x is equal to 0 is a transcendental equation, then it has maybe one root or no root or infinite number of roots existing depending on function given f of x. Here simple root. Let f of x is equal to 0 be a given equation. If f of alpha is equal to 0, f triple dash of alpha is equal to 0, then the root alpha is called the simple root of the given equation. Here multiple root. If let f of x is equal to 0 be a given equation. If f of alpha is equal to 0, f dash of alpha is equal to 0, f double dash of alpha is equal to 0, dash 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 f power m minus 1 alpha is equal to 0, f power m of alpha not equal to 0, then alpha is called the multiple root. Then alpha is called the multiple root of the given equation f of x is equal to 0 with multiplicity m. Here example is given. If f of x is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0, here taken this function f of x is equal to 0, that is x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. It can be split into factors. X square minus 2x minus x plus 2 is equal to 0. Taking x as a common, we get x into x minus 2 minus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. Taking x minus 2 as a common, we get x minus 2 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. Here x is equal to 1 comma 2 are the roots of the equation f of x is equal to 0, and these are the simple root. Next example, f of x is equal to x power 5 into x plus 2. Then it is taken as a f of x is equal to 0, that is x power 5 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. Here x power 5 is equal to 0 and x is equal to minus 2. Means here x power 5 is equal to 0 means we get x is equal to 0 at 5 times. X is equal to 0 0 0 0 0 and another x is equal to minus 2, where x is equal to 0 is a multiple root of f of x with multiplicity 5, and x is equal to minus 2 is a simple root of f of x. Now another example, f of x is equal to x minus 2 into x plus 3 whole square x power 4. f of x is equal to 0 and writing x minus 2 into x plus 3 whole square x power 4 is equal to 0. Then we get the roots of f of x is equal to 0. Then x is equal to 0 0 0 0 and x is equal to minus 3 and x is equal to 2. Then we get the x is equal to 0 is a multiple root of f of x with multiplicity 4, and x is equal to minus 3 is a multiple root of f of x with multiplicity 2, and x is equal to 2 is a simple root of f of x is equal to 0. Here the methods of finding the roots, we have two methods. First one is direct method, and the second one is numerical method or iterative method or indirect method. Once again, methods of finding roots. We have two types, two methods, that is direct methods and numerical method, iterative method or indirect methods. Okay, now we are going to discuss the direct method. Okay, in this method we have to find out the roots of the equation f of x is equal to 0 in a finite number of steps. Finite number of steps. For example, f of x is equal to ax plus b, then f of x is equal to 0, we get to ax plus b is equal to 0, that x is equal to minus b by a. Then here root 2 of the function x is equal to minus b by a. And second example, f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, then f of x is equal to 0, then we get ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, which is in quadratic equation. Then we have the root, we have the roots, the equation to finding the x value, to finding the root, we get the, we have the equation, that is x is equal to minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. These methods are called the direct methods, and second one is numerical method. In this method we have to find out the roots of the equation f of x is equal to 0 using by the successive approximations, and to take one or two initial approximation, we get the sequence of approximation x0, x1, x2 dash 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 xn is convergence to exactly root alpha of the equation f of x is equal to 0. Once again, in this method we have to find out the roots of the equation f of x is equal to 0 using by the successive approximations, and to take one or two initial approximation, we get the sequence of approximations, they are x0, x1, x2 dash dash xn is going to convergence to the exact root, that is alpha of the equation f of x is equal to 0. Here note, when to stop the iteration method. Here some notes are going to discuss it. When we have to stop the iteration method, if mod of xn plus 1 minus xn less than given error tolerance, where xn, x0, x1, xk dash where x0, x1 dash dash xk plus 1 are the successive approximation. Means here two successive approximations, when two successive approximations difference must be less than the given error tolerance. Now second one, the error tolerance up to n decimal places or up to 10 to the power minus n is given by epsilon is equal to 1 by 2 into 10 to the power minus n. Here up to 2 decimal places, up to 2 decimal places accurate means mod of xn plus 1 minus xn less than here 1 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2, we get to 1 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 means we get to 0.005. Up to 3 decimal places accurate means if we get to mod of xn plus 1 minus xn less than 0.005. Here intermediate value theorem is there to finding the roots. Let f of x is a intermediate value theorem. Let f of x is a continuous function on closed interval a comma b, where a less than b, if f of a and f of b are having opposite signs, then there exists at least one root, that is alpha. Alpha belongs to open interval a comma b for f of x is equal to 0. Once again, let the given equation, this one, let given equation f of x is a continuous function on closed interval a comma b. Here the f of x be the function, continuous function on closed interval a comma b, and a less than b. If f of a value and f of b value having the opposite signs, means f of a having plus then f of b have the minus. If f of b having the minus, then f of b we get the plus here like this. If f of a is negative, then we get f of b value is positive, or if f of a value is positive, if f of a value is positive, then we have to get the f of b value must be negative. These are called the opposite signs. Then there exists at least one root. If f of a and f of b having the opposite signs, then by the theorem, intermediate value theorem, we get at least one root alpha, that alpha belongs to open interval a comma b for f of x is equal to 0. Here two diagrams is explained. Here this one, y is equal to f of x be the given equation or given curve, and in this equation it is a comma f of b the point, and b comma f of b the another point, and this curve is intersecting on x-axis at alpha. Then we say that alpha be the root for the given equation. Here also y is equal to f of x be the given equation or given curve. Then these are the 2 points a comma f of a and b comma f of b. This curve is intersecting x-axis at a point alpha. Then we say that alpha be the root of the given equation. This one, f of a greater than 0, f of b less than 0, then we get f of a into f of b less than 0. Then there is at least one root, that is alpha belongs to open interval a comma b. Now another condition, f of a less than 0, f of b greater than 0, then we get f of a into f of b less than 0. Then there exists at least one root, that is alpha belongs to closed open interval a comma b. And note, for numerical methods we have to find out the approximate root of the equation f of x is equal to 0. If first we have to find out the interval alpha belongs to open interval a comma b with f of a f of b less than 0. Here now we have to find out the roots. We have to find out the root, that is alpha. That alpha must be lies between open interval a comma b. Here example is given. Here f of x is equal to given function 18 into x cube plus 99 into x square plus 145x plus 50 is equal to 0. Here I am going to substituting the x value taken as 0. F of 0 we get to 50. If substituting x is equal to minus 1, we get f of minus 1 is equal to minus 14, and f of minus 2, and substituting the above function we get to 12, and f of minus 3 we get to 20. Then the function f of x lies in the interval. Here we are going to observe opposite sign must be present. Here f of 0 value is 50, and f of minus 1 value is negative, and f of minus 2 value positive, and f of minus 3 value also positive. Then we can say that the root lies between 0 and minus 1, means the root lies between these two. Why? Because f of 0 value is positive and f of minus 1 value is negative. Then we can say that here we have the opposite signs. Then we can say that the root, the alpha, means the 0 lies between in the interval 0 comma minus 1. Now another example, here f of x is equal to 4 into x power 5 plus 9 into x cube plus 2019 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. Then taking x is equal to 0, we get f of 0 is equal to 3, and f of 1 is equal to minus 2027. Then the function here f of 0 value we get positive, and f of 1 value we get to negative. Then we can easily say that the root lies between 0 comma minus 1 interval. Here another example is given. Find out interval containing the equation f of x is equal to 0. Here f of x is given. F of x is equal to 3x cube minus 4x square minus 28x minus 16 is equal to 0. This is a given function. The given function must be taken is equal to 0, and taking x value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and substituting the x is equal to this value, we get, if x is equal to 0 is taken, this one, if x is equal to taken 0 in given function, we get the f of x value is minus 16, and if you take x is equal to 1, we get the f of x value is minus 45, and if x is equal to taken 2, then we get the f of x value is minus 64, and if x is equal to minus 3, then we get the uh, f of x value minus 55, and if x is taken 4, then we get the f of x value is 0, and x is equal to minus 1, we get the f of x value is 5, and if you take x is equal to minus 2, we get the f of x value is 0, and if you taken x is equal to minus 3, then we get the f of x value is minus 49. In this we have, if f of 0 we get to minus 16 here, negative, then f of minus 1 value we get to positive, means f of 0 into f of minus 1 we get to minus 16 into minus 5 minus 16 into 5, that is less than 0. Then a less than b means minus 1 less than 0, the condition is satisfied. Then we can say that by the intermediate value theorem, there exists at least one root, that is alpha. Alpha lies between open interval a comma b for f of x is equal to 0. Then in this interval, the above given function, the above given function have the root in the interval, that is minus 1 comma 0. In this interval minus 1 comma 0, we have the root, that is alpha. Okay, once again another problem. Find out the interval containing the equation, that is f of x is equal to x cube minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Here we have to find the interval, means we have to find the root. That root must be lies between the interval. Then randomly I am taking x is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, then we get the f of x value is minus 2, 4, and 22. Here f of 1 value we have minus 2, and f of 3 value we have 4, that is positive, means the root lies between here 1 and 2. Here the root lies between f of 1 is equal to minus 2, we have negative value, and taking f of 3 value we get to 4, that is positive, means the root lies between in the interval alpha, in the interval 1 comma 2. Here alpha be the root, that alpha be the root lies between the interval 1 comma 2. Then by the intermediate value theorem, we can conclude that f of 1 into f of minus 2, that is equal to minus 2 into 4 less than 0, and a less than b, that implies 1 less than 2. By the intermediate value theorem, there exists at least one root, that is alpha. Alpha belongs to 1 comma 2 for f of x is equal to 0. Similarly another example is given. We have to observe this example. Here another example. This example is a non-algebraic or transcendental equation. Here sin x is equal to 10 into x minus 1, that it can be written as f of x is equal to sin x minus 10 into x minus 1. Then sin x minus 10x plus 10 is equal to 0. Here I am taking x values are 0, 1, 2 and 3. If if I am taken x is equal to 0, then it is substituting in the above this function, then we get the f of x value is 10. Then if x value is 1, then we get the f of x value is 0.841470. Then if x is equal to 2, then we get the f of x value, that f of x value is minus 9.090702. Then if x is equal to 3, then we get the f of x value, that is minus 19.85887. These are will be calculated by using the scientific calculator. Okay, now here f of x value we have positive, and here f of 1 value we have positive, and f of 2 value is negative. Then by the intermediate value theorem we have f of 1 into f of 2 less than 0 and 1 less than 2 conditions is satisfied. By the intermediate value theorem there exists at least one root, that is alpha, that alpha lies between open interval 1 comma 2 for f of x is equal to 0. Here another example, f of x is equal to 20x minus log base 10 into x is equal to 8, which is a transcendental equation or non-algebraic equation. Why I am saying it is non-algebraic equation means this equation is containing logarithmic functions, so that we can say that it is a non-algebraic function. Then f of x is equal to 20x minus log base 10 x minus 8 is equal to 0. Here I am taking x values are 0.1 and x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. If I am taken x is equal to 0.1, we get the f of x value, that f of x value is minus 5, and x is equal to 1, then we get the f of x value is 12, and taking x is equal to 2 value, we get the f of x value is 31.69897. Here these values must be calculated by using the scientific calculator. Here f of 0.1 value we have minus 5 and f of 1 value we have 12, means here we are getting minus and positive signs. Then we can say that f of 0.1 into f of 1 is equal to minus 5 into 12, that is 0.1 less than 1. By intermediate value theorem there exists at least one root, that is alpha. Alpha lies between open interval 0.1 comma 1 for f of x is equal to 0. Here I am going to discuss the error. What is an error? How many types of errors we have? Let x be the true value or exact value. Here x is taken, this x is called the true value or exact value, and x dash is the approximate value of any one of the quantity. Okay, here x be the exact value or true value, and x dash be the approximate value of any one of the given quantity. Then here first one, error. What is the error? If error is taken as e, that e is equal to x minus x dash, means the difference between exact value and approximate value is equal to error. Another one, absolute error. Absolute error is written taken as a indicated as EA, that is equal to, it is taken for error. I am taking mod. This is a error. For this error I am taking mod, then we get the absolute error. That absolute error is equal to mod of x minus x dash. Next, relative error, relative error. That relative error is equal to mod of x minus x dash by x. Once again, relative error is equal to mod of x minus x dash by x. And percentage of error, that percentage of error is taken as EP, that is equal to mod of x minus x dash by x into 100, then this is a percentage of error. Here one of the example is taken, this one. Let x is equal to root 2, here taken as x is equal to root 2. This is a exact value or real value. Here x dash value is taken, that x dash is equal to 1.54454. Then find the error and absolute error and relative error and percentage error. Here given x is equal to root 2 and x dash is equal to 1.454. Here error, here we have the error, that e is equal to x minus x dash, that is equal to root 2 minus 1.454. Then we get the difference value is minus 0.0397. This is a error. For another absolute error, error we have EA is equal to mod of x minus x dash, means we have to take the, for error I am going to take mod value, then we get the negative value is going to positive. Then we can say that is absolute error, that absolute error is equal to 0.0397. And then we have to find the relative error and percentage error. Then relative error ER is equal to x minus x dash by x taken as a mod, then we get the relative error is 0.028135. Similarly we have to find out the percentage error, that is EP is equal to mod of x minus x dash by x into 100. Here we have the relative error. For this relative error I am taking as a percentage, then we get the percentage, that percent is 2.813, that is equal to 3%. Now we have to going to discuss the bijection method. Now here we have the method, that is bijection method. Here this is the bijection method. Here I am taken x axis and y axis, and here also x axis and y axis, and here this is the function, and this is also with the function. For this curve, this is a function, the curve is taken, the point, initial point a comma f of b, and in the end point is b comma f of b. Here also the given curve we have the points, that is a comma f of a and b comma f of b. Here the curve, here y is equal to f of x be the given function or given curve. This curve is going to intersect at x axis alpha, then here also the curve is going to intersecting x axis at a point alpha. That point alpha is a root of the given function. Then we can say that alpha be the root of the given function or given curve. Here how to find out the root for the above given function or above given curve. For procedure to find out the root of the equation f of x is equal to 0 using by the bijection method. Let given algebraic equation or transcendental equation is f of x is equal to 0. Here f of x be the given algebraic equation or transcendental equation, means f of x be the equation or a curve. That curve must be algebraic equation or transcendental equation. Then second one, first we have to identity two real numbers a comma b where a less than b, such that f of a into f of b less than 0. By the intermediate value theorem, the equation of f of x is equal to 0 has a at least one root. That root alpha must be lies between open interval a comma b. Here we have to find the two real numbers, that is a less than b, and this f of a value and f of b value must be less than 0. By the intermediate value theorem, we can say that the root must be lies between open interval a comma b. Then we have to finding the above intermediate value theorem, finding the root, that is finding the root, that root must be lies in the interval. After that we have to follow the bijection method. In this method, in this method we bisect the interval. Here this is x axis and this is y axis. Here this is a given curve. No, okay, cancelling. This is a x axis and this is y axis. This is a given curve. The points is taken. This is a value and this is b value, and f of b and a comma f of a. Then we can, I am finding the root alpha. That root alpha must be lies between these curve. The alpha must be lies on the this curve. That is alpha belongs to open interval a comma b. For this I am doing by bijection method to find the alpha value, or root of the given curve. Okay, in this method we bisect the interval. Here I am already I have already founded here a comma b. Here a comma b be the two real numbers. In between the two real numbers, by the intermediate value theorem, we concluded that the root is lies between the open interval a comma b. Then I am taken as an interval. That interval is a closed interval a comma b. We get the bijection point. Here a comma b be the 2 points. I am bisecting. Bisecting means I am taking as a midpoint, means x1 is equal to a plus b by 2. Here a comma b be the two real values. In these two real values, between these two real values only, I will get the root. Then by the bijection method, I am bisecting the this interval. This interval means I am taking the midpoint of the above interval a comma b. Then it can taken as a x1 is equal to a plus b by 2. Here I am substituting x1 value. Here x1 is calculated, that is x1 is equal to a plus b by 2. Then if f of x1 is equal to 0, then we get, that is alpha is equivalent to x1. If f of x1 is equal to 0, we can say that x1 be the alpha, means x1 be the root of the given equation. Then we can say that it is a root of the given function. If f of x1 is 0, then we can, if f of x1 is 0, then we can say that it has a root, that is alpha is equal to x1. If f of x1 not equal to 0, if f of x1 is not equal to 0, then there exist two cases must be arise. That is case 1 and case 2. In case 1, if f of a into f of x1 less than 0, by intermediate value theorem, the equation f of x is equal to 0 has at least one root, that is alpha belongs to open interval a comma x1. Here case 2, f of x1 into f of b less than 0, by the intermediate value theorem, the equation f of x has a at least one root, that alpha must be belongs to open interval x comma b. Here two cases is arise. The alpha must be lies between a comma x1, and alpha must be lies between x comma b, and means like this. Here a and here b, the midpoint value is x1. Then we can conclude that if alpha must be lies in these two, in this interval or this interval, this first case, this is second case. We assume that f of a into f of x1 less than 0, by intermediate value theorem, there exists at least one root, that is alpha, that alpha belongs to a comma x1 for f of x is equal to 0. Similarly, we bisect the interval a comma x1. We get the bijection point is given by that x2 is equal to a plus x1 by 2. Then here f of x2 is equal to 0, then we get x2 be the root or alpha. It is a root of the given equation. If f of x2 not equal to 0, then there are two cases will be arises, that is f of a into f of x2 less than 0, or f of x2 into f of x1 less than 0. Similarly, continuing above process until mod of x plus 1 minus x less than given error tolerance. Therefore, by the bijection method, approximate root of the given equation f of x is equal to 0 is given as, here alpha be the root, that is alpha is equivalent to the x plus xk plus xk plus 1 by 2. Once again, alpha be the root, that alpha is equivalent to the xk plus xk plus 1 by 2. Now the note will be discussed in next class. Thanks.